folks, welcome back to the lab. We have another lantern project. This is an ADLAKE KERO. And yeah, so this one, I picked this one up a couple weeks ago, and it had an Embry number 10 globe in it. I was delighted for that, to have an extra one of them number 10s. And cool thing is that I had an extra a globe for this. Corning CNX marked, but nothing else marked on it. But it goes with this because this is unmarked as well. At least I have yet to find any markings. So this has got one issue. Really only got one issue that I have seen. And I'll give you a little walk around here and I'll show you what I mean. So a little kind of maybe a little modification we need to do here. So all right, let's dig in here and take a look. All right, so what we got here is a problem with the hinge. Trying to be careful with it here. So we'll get this out of the way as not to harm that. So by the way, this barely needs any kind of cleaning up, but it's very nice and clean. Other than the deal with this the hinge here. So what had happened, let me get you here. So the tabs had busted off for some weird reason, and they put a single screw in it. So I think what I want to try to do is maybe I want to get that screw out of there and see, well, you know what, maybe I want to use that screw to hold it, because I'm kind of thinking I want to try to solder this down, but I want to get a good look at it. So who knows, maybe I'll find a better way to do this, like a nut and bolt or something. We'll see. Or, you know, if I could solder, that'd be great. Man, this thing is super clean. Wow. This looks unfired. Look at that. That looks unfired to me. Look at that. No, there's nothing. No carbon at all in there. Wow. Not even a wick in it. Wow. And this thing's unfired, man. Holy smokes. Love that. Won't be a whole lot to clean off here, really. Except for, man, that one crazy issue there. Okay, so, yeah, it looks like it's supposed to be flat, not what we got going on here. Oh, look at that. Look how clean that is. Holy smokes. Wow. Okay, wow. Oh. Sorry, I'm doing this off camera. I just want to get this dust up here because I don't need that dust to be chilling where we work here. This is ridiculous how clean and new looking this thing is. There we go. Wow. It's amazing. Okay, so it's hard for me to tell whether that was all pounded kind of weird. If that is bent kind of weird from whatever broke those tabs off. I wonder if this should be round across. I wonder. I have a feeling that and this yeah, it looks like that had gotten bent for sure. All right, let's see if I can bend that back a little bit. Let me see here. Okay. That's flat again. Because I'm wondering if I can get some solder under that. But I don't want to discolor the metal real bad, you know, heating it up necessarily. But let me see what I can find for a nut and a bolt. That would be a lot more attractive there. Let me see what I got. Okay, so I think we found a nice nut and a bolt and some washers. We're just gonna drill that hole out a little bit. It's just a tiny bit small, so we'll drill that out. I think once I get that secured, maybe I'll try laying down a little bit of solder. We'll see. I wouldn't mind it working without the screw in there, but we'll see. All right, let's check it out. So this hole is just a little small, so I'm just gonna kind of okay, now that we know that we're going to get this to fit, let's go ahead and clean this baby up. I think I'm just steel wool, and this baby is all set to go. But in any case, it is steel wool in time. So, all right, let's. All right, let's see. That goes for that. Okay, that's all right, I gotta reset. Be right back. Okay, so let's put a little bit of a shiner upper here on this unfired ADLAKE. We're just gonna get rid of a little of the tarnished aluminum. Okay, so let's see what happens here. Oh, wow. Well, whoever drilled this thing. It's completely off. Son of a bitch. And I guess I really didn't notice that. They're really off. Damn it. Let's see what it looks like, though. Oh, okay. I guess it'll work all right. Okay. I gotta get used to this latch. It's opposite of the Dietz version. Okay. Good. That's on there, and that's solid. Good. Now, how did this go in there? I had never taken one of these out before. Crazy, great shape though. Yeah, I guess that's how you do it. Maybe I should put a wick in this for display purposes. And I'm thinking if this is like unused, man, I don't even, there's not even any fuel smell. This thing has never been fueled up. Wow, I'm gonna put like a brand new, let's go with a new wick. But first, I gotta clean up this mess here. Table's a mess, and so are my hands. Little finger painting, never hurt anybody. Right, okay, now, what do we need? We need new wicks. New wicks, what does this take? What's it, 3/8 maybe? 5/8. That looks like a 1. Let's try a 5/8. Nice. All right. Always a rogue. One rogue thread. Drives me nuts. All right. Beautiful. Now we got to jam that down in there. In there. There's that. This goes right there. Man, look how clean this thing is. Okay, we are golden. We're all cleaned up. Nice. That doesn't even look, you know, that nice new screw looks good with, you know, the cleaned up metal there a little bit. I left a little bit of oxidation in the corners. You know, little corners here, little, give it left it a little bit of its own weathering, you know, although it's weathering as something that was never used. So, you know, kind of a yin and yang kind of thing going on there. So here we are. Well, an unnamed, or I'm sorry, unbranded, or unaffiliated ADLAKE KERO, with unaffiliated with any kind of railroad around. I keep thinking I'm seeing little bits of some kind of engraving, but that's pretty much, that's from pressing out the piece in manufacturing. So here we are, folks. And I'm assuming that that hole's supposed to be there because I've seen plenty of others of these that have that hole. So I'm going to assume. All right, folks, that's going to do it. Let's come down and take a look. So, yeah, unfired ADLAKE. And this has the locking bail as well, and I have it in the unlocked position here. Doesn't look too bad, but that's plenty strong, and it's got a couple washers on it. That'll hold up just fine if this were to be used on a daily. Okay, hey folks, thank you so much for stopping by the lab for this little quick one. And as usual, folks, don't you go changing.
We'll be back with the Magic Tunes for the Armada Room's 2-hour disco swing party after this short break. Till then, don't you go changing.
Sit, Ubu, sit. Good dog.